What's up, everyone? Welcome to Game Nights. I can't believe I'm saying this. Today, we are going to be playing with the brand new cards from Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy.
And who is that joining us on this quest? Is that a chocobo? No, it's a hawk.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jacob Bertrand here. You may know me from a show called Cobra Kai, where I played Hawk, was shirtless a lot, and had a back tattoo and a mohawk. I'm back on Game Nights, looking to finally win, and I think I have a good shot this time because we're all playing pre-cons, even playing field. This is it, baby. This is my time.
Final Fantasy is one of the few gaming franchises that has actually been around longer than Magic.
With so many titles, you won't find a single person that loves games that doesn't know about Final Fantasy.
Because it's an anthology series, there's been a ton of different characters and settings. It's just such a rich universe to draw from.
With Final Fantasy, I get to see something that I love be brought into Magic, so awesome.
My deck today is from Final Fantasy VI. It's Revival Trance, led by Terra, Herald of Hope. This deck is all about reanimation. So I've got some tools to get things into the graveyard, then others to cheat them right into play. Add in some other graveyard synergies to make sure no card gets wasted, and I'll Terra my opponents into 16 bits. Get it?
I'm going to be representing Final Fantasy VII with the deck Limit Break, led by Cloud, ex-Soldier. My plan is to pump my creature's power, especially with equipment. And the more I can manage to do that, the more my commander will reward me with cards and mana. With an avalanche of creatures, I'll cut my opponent's life totals down to 0.
Today, I will be playing the Final Fantasy X deck, Counter Blitz, led by Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. This deck wants to flood the board with +1/+1 counters. And I have ways to spread them across all my creatures, so that when my commander proliferates, everyone on the team can grow. With some other cool tech to turn counters into value, I'll show the table why this deck is an absolute 10.
And I've got the deck from Final Fantasy XIV. It's Scions and Spellcraft, led by Ishtola, Knights Blessed. The game plan here is to cast a lot of powerful non-creature spells, but go wide in the process. I've got plenty of token-making payoffs for each spell I cast, plus some spells that make tokens all on their own. With a commander that'll be draining my opponents along the way, I plan to take out the table in a storm of magic and minions.
All right, let's fight.
My next side quest? Kill 3 opponents.
It's time for the reunion of me and winning.
Final Fantasy X rhymes with win. Kind of.
Welcome to the table, everyone. As always, let's reveal our Ultra Pro Final Fantasy playmats.
Ooh, very cool.
Such high quality.
I am so excited to play this, Josh. The Final Fantasy games are my favorite growing up.
Yeah, these are some of the first games that I ever played.
Yeah, I know.
Skip cutscene.
Well, there's only one thing left to say. Welcome to Game Nights.
Only one may stand.
All right, we ready to play?
You bet.
I will draw for turn. I'm gonna play a Nomad Outpost as my land. Go ahead.
All right, I will draw. Port Town tapped. Pass.
I'll play a forest.
Oh, an untapped land?
You bet. It will be tapped by the time it comes back to me, though.
What's the...
1 mana green spell.
Pass.
Okay, draw for turn. I will play an Arcane Sanctum. Go ahead, Rachel.
I will untap and draw. I will play Plains, and I have a 2-drop creature. It's Bannon, the Returner's leader.
Whoa.
This is the perfect start for my deck because I want to get creatures in the graveyard. My commander will mill a couple of cards, but I don't know what they're going to be when I attack. And so this card will give me a little bit of control over what's in my graveyard when.
That's great.
Oh, he gives the discard too.
Yeah, I'll pass to you, Jacob.
All right, I will draw a card. I will play an Exotic Orchard. Thank you, Jimmy. This will tap for a green, and I will play Shilinda, Yevon Acolyte.
Oh.
This card rocks. It's lifelinking, it's got a cool name, and it's a part of my game plan. Get a lot of +1/+1 counters on lots of creatures.
Pretty cool.
I pass the turn.
Okay, on your end step, I will tap a green and I'm gonna cycle in Ash Barrens.
Oh.
Well, mystery solved, I guess.
I'm gonna find this Plains and put it into my hand. All right, untap and draw. I will play said Plains and I'll do some rampant growthing. I'll search my library, find this mountain, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and pass my turn.
Yep, I will untap, draw for turn. All right, I'll play a Plains, and then I will cast the classic Arcane Signet. No, more in your hand than before.
Instead of on it.
This is a dynamic you see a lot in Commander games. Jimmy and I have ramped, which means we're setting up for future turns. But Rachel and Jacob have put cards out that are starting their plan right now. With the extra mana, we should be able to make bigger plays earlier and hopefully catch up later in the game. But will that actually happen? Well, we're gonna find out. And I have no 1-drop, so Rachel, go ahead.
All right, I will untap, draw for turn. I will play a Sulphurous Springs, and then I will lose 1 life and cast my commander, Terra, Herald of Hope.
Very good.
It is pretty good.
Oh, so you're gonna get to mill this turn?
I get to mill right now.
Nice.
This is a powerful card because it has every part of the equation on it. It gives itself evasion, it gets cards into the graveyard, and it's gonna be able to bring that stuff back onto the battlefield. She doesn't need any other piece to make this work.
I'll go to combat, and at the beginning of combat, my commander will trigger, and I will mill 2 cards. Then, Josh, I will attack you for 1 with Bannon.
Yep, I have no creatures. I cannot block. I will take 1
Ouchies.
and go to 39.
That's all I got. I'll pass to you, Jacob.
Okay, I will go to my untap and I will draw. I will play this Canopy Vista tapped, and then I will hop on the I Hate Josh train and I will swing at you for 2, Josh.
I don't like this train. Well, still have no blocks. I will take 2 and go to 37.
Shalinda has a lifelink, so I will gain 2 and go to 42.
Not bad.
If you exit out now, I won the game.
Skip cutscene.
Yeah!
Wait a minute. Load save.
We're gonna be here all day.
With that, I will pass.
All right, I'll untap. I will draw an untapped land. Oof. So I do not draw a land here for my 3rd turn, and that's a big deal. Okay, I will tap for 3 mana, but luckily, plan B is still pretty good, and it does exactly what I want to do on this board, which is dish out damage. And I'm gonna play Vincent, Vengeful Atoner.
Nice.
This is a scary type of a card because when it hits 1 person, it'll hit everybody. So later in the game, you can be in a position where like you can block it, but that doesn't matter. However, it has to grow quite a bit from its current size before that mode is turned on. Right now, it's just a 3/3, so I'm not really worried about it.
Okay, that's it, pass turn.
No land at all?
No land.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Jimmy missing this land drop here is a problem. It undoes his ramp from last turn.
Boy, is it gonna be important for me to hit that next land drop, because if I don't, my whole game might be Buster Sword.
And Jimmy Wong, everybody misses a land drop on game nights.
That's crazy. That's like the first time it's ever happened. No, it's all planned.
Yeah, of course. It's all scripted.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jimmy, there's a really good cycle of lands in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the town cycle.
The town cycle.
It's really cool.
If you want to learn even more about this set, go on over to mtg.social/FinalFantasyGK. There you can see all the products, special treatments, and the entire set list. There's a QR code down below and a link in the show notes. Also, if you want to buy any of these cards, like the Town Cycle or any of the precons that we're playing, cardkingdom.com/command is the place to go. They have all the Magic product singles, everything you're looking for. If you want to build a new deck around one of these cool Final Fantasy commanders, the one thing we love about Card Kingdom the most is they are a single retailer. So you add all the cards to your cart, and then you hit checkout, and one convenient package with all of the cards arrives on your doorstep. You just sleeve it up, and you are ready to go. They have all the Final Fantasy stuff that you can order right now, and of course, all of the cards from Magic's history. They have a huge inventory. They have the cards in the version and in the condition that you're looking for. We love Card Kingdom. We trust them for our own deck building, for all of our content, and our own personal collection. So again, cardkingdom.com/command.
And once you get those cards, head on over to ultrapro.com/command. If you're looking for playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, and more, Ultra Pro is going to have that stuff in the highest quality to protect your cards, make them look amazing, and theme out whatever you're doing with your Final Fantasy deck. There's going to be so many options this time around, and I'm so excited because I know I'm finally going to get some stuff that's going to make my inner child very happy, and you can too. ultrapro.com/command. They have a huge inventory as well of all of the Magic products you need to make your Magic cards look super shiny, super protected, and super on theme. ultrapro.com/command.
Yeah, and of course, the final way to support all of our content is directly. If you go to patreon.com/command zone, you can join our community, support our content. We really appreciate our patrons. They really do make a lot of our content possible. And then, of course, they have a lot of perks available to them, like getting to chat with Jimmy, myself, Rachel, our entire team on our Discord. You get access to game nights and extra turns, ad-free and earlier than the general public. You get to watch it before we release it to everybody else. And at certain tiers, you get access to exclusive content, like Turn Talk, which is a show that we only release to patrons. patrons. Nobody else gets to see it, and it's a post-game discussion after every episode of Extra Turns, which I learned a lot from just hearing other people's thought process, what they were going through in the game. So again, patreon.com/CommandZone.
And before we get back into the game, one last announcement. MagicCon Las Vegas happening June 20th to the 22nd. Go down to the show notes to get a link to buy a badge right now. And of course, on that Friday, we're going to be performing Game Nights Live. Me, Josh, Voxy, and the Professor are all going to be battling out for the title of champion.
Yeah, Game Nights Live is our most fun part of the con. We may be biased, but we think it's the best part of the con. If you can be there on Friday, check us out. We'll also be hanging out the entire weekend looking for games, doing meet and greets. We're doing a Magic Pentathlon on Sunday. So if you're going to be there, even if you're not going to be there Friday, look for us. We'd love to see you there.
All right, fingers crossed, lands on top. I know it is for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Okay, that's it. Pass turn.
No land at all?
No land.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I will untap, draw. Okay, I'll tap 4, and I will cast my commander, Y'shtola, Knight's Blessed.
Yay.
Sweet.
I've got the kind of deck that really doesn't want to do anything until the commander's on the battlefield because it's a force multiplier for every spell I'm going to cast from here on out. And it's also good to get out early because as my opponents do damage to each other and to me, I will draw extra cards. And then I can block all these people that hate me, so go ahead. Except for the commander that
I never
flies.
said that I hated you.
Jacob named it the I Hate Josh Club.
That's not fair.
You started it. Clan leader. The thing about Josh is he's kind of a tyrant. He's always drawing cards, trying to win games. This is not that nice. So Game Nights really needs a new leader, and I vote Miss Rachel.
I'm gonna play a Smoldering Marsh as my land for turn, tapped, and then I will go to combat. At the beginning of combat, my commander is gonna trigger, and I'll mill 2 cards. And Terra has flying now, but that doesn't matter because Jacob doesn't have any blockers. I will attack you for 3.
Dude, I'm being betrayed?
Sorry.
I will go to 39.
It's now the I Hate Jacob Club.
That attack triggers Bannon, and I am going to pay the 1 to discard a card and draw a card. Then, when Terra deals combat damage, I'm going to pay 2 and return Cyan from my graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh god, pretty good.
Cyan may only have 3 power, but he does have double strike, so he hits for 6, and he's gonna get bigger the better my engine gets. This is gonna be a huge threat that my opponents have to deal with pretty soon. That is my turn. I'll pass to you, Jacob.
Okay, untap, and I will draw a card. I will play the Sun Petal Grove. It comes in untapped because this is a Forest Plains.
Nice.
I would then tap 3 for a Trommel, Seymour's Butler.
Interesting.
My creatures come in with an extra 1/1 counter. This is perfect. And on top of it, it has Proliferate on a stick. And then Shilinda will trigger. She gets a +1/+1 counter.
So it's a 3/3 now?
She's now a 3/3.
Nice.
And that's what we call synergy, baby. So I'm gonna get back the life I lost. Captain,
Sure.
is your commander of Death Touch?
No, it's just a 2/4.
All right, I will swing 3 at you, Josh.
It's a faithful member of the club.
Okay. You don't have like some weird combat trick or something, do you? I'll block with my 2/4.
Sick! Okay, I will. I'm kidding. No. I will just gain 3. Going to 42.
I wasn't scared at all.
And with that, I will pass.
Okay, here we go. Once more into the breach. I will draw my card for the turn. Oh, I'm so good at this game. It's an untapped Plains.
All right, Jimmy hits a land drop. He's still playing Magic. Yay! What a weird position to put your opponents in. But I'm very used to it at this point, let's be real. Now you just need to do that again to cast your commander next turn?
Yeah.
We get to play this game every turn.
We are gonna get to play this game every turn. All right, I'll go to combat, and Josh, I'll swing at you with a 3/3 menace.
Okay, I only have 1 blocker, so I will take 3 and go to 34.
On that damage, Vincent will get a +1/+1 counter and become a 4/4.
Sweet.
Man, the I Hate Josh Club.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, wow. I hope I'm going to get every club by the end of this game.
I think I'm the only one that's not a member.
Can I get in the winning club?
It is annoying that if I'm gonna have to be attacked, at least it could have hit me for 4. Then I would have drawn a card off my commander. But no, it's just the I Hate Josh Club all the way around from every angle. Just at least give me some value.
And then I will tap 1 in the green and cast Professor Hojo.
Ooh, cool.
Professor Hojo is a great value engine in Jimmy's deck. Once he's got an equipment online, he's gonna draw a lot of cards and he's gonna be able to move it around freely. But in the meantime, it's not doing much.
And then I'm going to tap 2 mana, and I will foretell a card Who knows what it is?
Oh no.
This card I'm foretelling gets more powerful later on. I don't actually know if it's gonna come into play, but I wanna make sure I use up all my mana.
I love it. I like the introduction of a little mystery into the game. I genuinely have no clue if it's a fog, if it's a lightning bolt type thing. It's completely new, so who knows?
All right, that's gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Josh.
Okay, I will untap, draw my card. I will start off by casting a Talisman of Hierarchy, and then I will cast a Reaper's Scythe. It has job select, so it comes with a 1/1 hero, and equips to it.
Oh, this is a pretty cool design here. Normally, playing a deck that cares about non-creature spells means there aren't that many blockers. Josh gets to play a non-creature spell, but still get a creature out of the whole deal.
All right, Ishtola is gonna trigger, which means you all take 2 damage,
All right, I go to 37.
I go to 40.
I go to 38.
and I go to 36. And then I'm gonna go to combat, and I will swing at Jimmy with my commander.
Okay, I'm not gonna block, so I'll take 2 commander damage and go to 36.
And then I'll play my land for turn, which is a Path of Ancestry.
Okay.
Then I'll go to my end step, and I have 2 triggers. Reaper's Scythe will get 3 soul counters, because each of you took damage, and I will draw a card from my commander, because Jimmy lost 4 life.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'll end my turn.
All right, I will untap, draw for turn. I'm gonna play a Rogue's Passage as my land for turn, and then I will go to combat.
Okay.
My commander will trigger, and I'll mill 2, and she will gain flying. Everything is going according to plan. I just keep milling creatures, which means I've got more options, and my whole engine is more powerful with stuff in my graveyard to reanimate. All right, Jacob, I'm attacking you with Terra, and Josh, I'm sending Cyan your way. On that attack, I am going to pay 1 for Bannon's ability. I'm gonna discard General Leo Christoph, and I will draw.
So now go to blocks.
Now I'm ready for blocks.
All right, I will block with my 4/4 hero.
Okay, Cyan deals first strike damage. Then we go to regular damage, and Cyan and your hero trade. I know it looks a little silly to offer Josh my 3/3 double striker for his 1/1 hero, but right now, it's the only good blocker he has. And I'd like to keep the attack Josh train going as long as possible.
I will declare no blocks.
Terra hits you for 3.
Ouchie. I go to 37.
When my commander deals combat damage, I'll pay 2, and I'm gonna reanimate Siegfried, Famed Swordsman. When he enters, I'm gonna mill 3 cards.
Wait, but how many creatures do you have in?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures.
12 1/1 counters?
Counter.
With Menace?
What? Oh my god.
It's a 14/14?
Yeah! With Menace!
What in the hell?
That's Siegfried.
Eesh.
So at this point, I'm kind of regretting blocking and trading my creature because a 14/14 Menace is nothing to mess around with. Also, Rachel played Rogue's Passage this turn, so later in the game, she can just get this thing in there guaranteed. It's a lot of damage, and I am worried about it. You know, the I Hate Josh Club and all that.
Okay, second main, because of Bannon's ability, I will cast Priest of Fell Rites from my graveyard.
Oh, wow, sweet.
So much value. Rachel's deck is really firing on all cylinders. She's getting small things back with her commander. Now this will allow her to get big things back. She already has a couple of good targets in the graveyard.
Honestly, at this point, I just don't have to cast cards in my hand.
It's very clear she is in the lead right now by a lot.
That was sweet. I'll pass to you, Jacob.
Yeah, that was really sweet. Okay, I untap. I have a 3/3 lifelinker. I'm not scared of your Menace. 14/14.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, what's wrong with you then?
Yeah. Well, I will cast my commander, Tidus, Yuna's Guardian.
Pretty cool.
What's neat is that this commander cares about any type of counter. Shield counters, ability counters, 1/1 counters, you name it. And if Jacob's moving all that stuff around, he could be up to something really tricky.
Now I enter with a +1/+1 counter because of Trommel Seymour's Butler. And Shalinda will grow because Tidus is bigger. And is now 4/4.
Not bad.
At the beginning of combat, my commander's ability will trigger, and I will move the counter from Shalinda onto Trommel.
They all got 1 now.
They all got 1, and I'm gonna activate Trommel's ability. Since 1 creature entered this turn, I can proliferate once.
Ooh.
So, I'm gonna put a counter on all of my stuff.
I just want to say, you could, add counters to other people's things.
Any number.
I will add a counter to
This thing, I should have
Siegfried and Vincent.
but not my thing.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Dude, Dude, the soul counters, that's busted.
Yeah,
That's so good. That's a new mechanic. It's really good.
I don't know what Jacob's doing, giving counters to Jimmy and Rachel's stuff.
Jacob knows no fear. He sees my 14-14 and is like, why not make it a 15-15?
There's a lot of different ways to play the game. You can play hardball, you can have fun, and this is how I like to do it. Josh, I'm coming at you with a 4/4 lifelink.
All right, well, I don't want to block with my 2/4 commander, so I will take 4 and go to 32.
I will gain 4 life, going to 41. And my commander will also trigger a creature with a counter on it, did combat damage, so I get to draw a card and proliferate again.
Once again, you get to choose if you bet.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on, not mine again? Just because you can't reach it?
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
I'm actually stoked that Jacob decided to add 1/1 counters onto my Vincent. Now when it hits, it'll be a 7/7, and then it's gonna smack everyone at the table.
I will pass the turn.
Wow.
Chaos.
I need more lands, bruh. You know, missing a land drop, it's not that great, but I'm gonna be drawing cards with my commander, so I'm not too worried.
On your end step, because a player, being me, lost 4 life, I will draw a card.
Okay, I will untap, and I will draw a card. I will tap 4 mana, and I will cast Kate Sith, Fortune Teller.
This one's so cute.
I got a cat and a Moogle. Yes, I absolutely love this character. It's one of my favorites from Final Fantasy. This is also great because I get repeated card advantage from this, and it may make my Vincent big enough to really hit hard. I will go to combat, and I will scry 1. I'm gonna put that on the bottom of my library.
On a land.
On a land. And then I will exile the top card of my library. It's Furious Rise. I don't have the mana to play it this turn, so it is going to become exiled permanently. I will, however, give Vincent Vengeful Atoner +3/+0. Because the mana value is 3.
Everyone's gonna take 9?
Doesn't matter who I hit, but Rachel's the only one who can block, so I'm just gonna choose between Josh and Jacob,
Hey,
and
Josh.
this time I will go at Jacob.
It's disrespectful,
It
bro.
doesn't matter.
I enabled it.
Okay, fine. I'll swing at Josh. You have,
Wow, it's just amazing how you capitulated to him yelling at you.
you
like
have
that.
9. Yeah, you try yelling at me more. All right, 9/6 coming at you,
Oh my
Menace.
God.
Well, I have 1 blocker, so I cannot block. I will take 9. I'll go to 23.
And because Vincent's power is 7 or greater, Jacob and Rachel, you also take 9 damage.
Oh my gosh. Go to 28.
I go down from 41 to 32, quick math.
And on damage, Vincent will gain 1 more +1/+1 counter.
I went last. I'm at the lowest life total. There's so much scary stuff on the table right now, and I have the least amount of board presence. So nothing's going good at the moment. So Jimmy, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I got the eczema on my arm cleared up recently.
I did notice, but I decided not to say anything.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, it flares up once in a while, but it's not like life-threatening or anything.
Right.
So I got into this bad habit where I just wouldn't make the doctor's appointment. I'll just put up with it. Yeah.
I've totally been there.
The thing is, and you know this, but maybe everybody doesn't, my girlfriend is a medical provider, and she set me up on something called ZocDoc.
Oh, nice.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. And what's great about ZocDoc is I don't have to settle for a doctor I don't like. They've got over 100,000 doctors across every specialty, and it's easy to filter for the ones who are nearby, take your insurance, and have great ratings. Plus, with ZocDoc, appointments get set up fast, like usually less than 72 hours fast, even the same day. Now, when I've got a problem, instead of just letting it get worse, I use ZocDoc, and you should too, because finding medical care should not be a headache.
Yeah, it should fix headaches, or toothaches, or stomach aches. Man, I'm in bad shape.
You should use ZocDoc.
Yeah, I should. So should you. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/command to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/command. ZocDoc.com/command.
Remember when we did that March Madness tournament bracket for the best skill in Ravnica?
Oh yeah.
Or the watch party we did for Game Night's MKM.
Good times.
Or when we debated the most powerful card in Commander,
Chromatic Lantern.
Well, if you don't remember it, that's because you've been missing out on our Whatnot streams.
We do a bunch of really cool stuff on Whatnot, and you can catch our next stream on June 13th at 2 p.m. Pacific.
That's release day for Final Fantasy, and we're gonna be celebrating in a back-to-back event with
The Professor!
So you can watch him at 1 p.m. and then hop on over to us right after.
Prof always has a ton of amazing giveaways on his streams. And so do we. Bundles, precons, collector boosters, and even booster boxes.
Plus, we'll be getting up to some fun Magic antics, and these streams only exist on Whatnot, so if you don't want to miss it, you've got to be there live.
And while you're enjoying the show, you can pick up some exclusive Game Nights merch like signed cards and accessories, or we've got a bunch of sealed product too.
If you sign up using our link at whatnot.com/invite/command, you'll get $15 free to use anywhere on the platform.
So come join us June 13th at 2 p.m. and don't forget to use our sign up link, whatnot.com/invite/commands to get those 15 free bucks.
We'll see you there.
See ya.
Come, Mardu Raiders, and heed the voice of victory! Summer is a time to get out into the world and mobilize! But a pair of attacking warriors won't just kill your opponents, they'll also kill the vibe! So instead, I always bring a pair of everyday earbuds from Raycon! They're the perfect summer sidekick while I slice things off my to-do list, whether I'm blasting bangers at the gym or skewering meat for the grill while playing podcasts. And Raycon's latest model is better than ever with 32 hours of battery life, multi-point connectivity, and even a lightning-fast quick charge function. These earbuds also come with active noise cancellation, so you don't need to be bothered by chatter or counterspells when it's your turn to rest and relax. Plus, Raycons are aggressively costed, starting at just half the price of other premium brands. They even come in the two colors I pair best with, red and black. So if you seek victory this summer, pair up with Raycon, because while winning is fun, having fun is also winning!
Go to buyraycon.com/command to get 15% off Raycon's best-selling everyday earbuds. Right now, Raycon is offering 15% off their best-selling everyday earbuds only at buyraycon.com/command. Again, that's buyraycon.com/command.
One fish, two fish, red fish, clue fish.
Dr. Seuss?
No, I'm working on Morphon Fish Typal. Just want to make sure I have enough fish to actually draw some.
Oh, well, you should use Archidect's hypergeometric calculator. See? Archidect makes it easy to check your chances of drawing what you need, whether it's a certain creature type, mana value, or category of cards, like ramp or draw spells. I use it to check my land count. See, in this deck, you only have a 61% chance of drawing 3 lands by turn 2. Might be a little low.
Okay, I'll cut a basic or two.
Wait, you mean add?
Nope, I've got a reputation to uphold. Archidect is the best place to browse, brew, and playtest commander decks. Just go to archidect.com/command zone to get started.
That's archidekt.com/command zone.
You just did like 27 damage.
It's a lot of damage, yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm missing my land drops here and I feel really far behind, that was a massive attack. At least in this metric, I am making an impact.
If somebody could handle this Vincent for us, I would be very appreciative.
All right, on your end step, many people took 4 damage, so I will draw. I will untap, draw for turn. I will cast Relic of Legends.
Nice.
Sweet.
That is a 3 mana value non-creature spell. Each Tola will trigger.
I'll go to 26.
I go to 30.
I got a 34.
I go to 25. And then, I would love to figure out a way to draw a card here, but I can't really do it, so Rachel, go ahead.
Oh, but 6 mana untapped.
Something scary.
I hate losing value, but... So I pass the turn here, very obviously not doing much, not drawing a card when I could have if I just cast another spell. I want my opponents to know I have removal, and if anybody looks at me sideways, I'm gonna start killing their stuff.
Go to combat. My commander will trigger. I mill Sacred Peaks and Strago Realm. And once again, Terra is gonna go at Jacob, and Jimmy, Siegfried's headed your way. When I attack, Bannon will trigger, and I'm gonna pay 1 to discard the Falcon, and I will draw a card. This is a big attack. I really want my commander to hit, and Josh has all this open mana, so I'm just gonna stay away from it and hope that interaction goes elsewhere. Those are my attacks.
I cannot block, so I declare none.
I would choose not to block because I need my Kate Sith here.
All right.
So
Let's go to damage.
I take 3, going to 27.
I'll take 16 and go to 18.
Siegfried, you dog.
I could have just chump blocked here, but that would mean my entire board's pretty much gone, so I just take the hit. At the very least, I am definitely not the threat at the table.
When my commander hits, I'm gonna pay 2, and I will reanimate General Leo Christoph. Brings back a creature with mana value 3 or less.
What the heck? Dude.
I will get
Oh my god.
Strago Realm. Then put a +1/+1 counter on General
yeah,
Leo
it's
Christoph
big.
for each creature you control.
So it's an 8/8? Oh my.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh, that deck.
Yeah, this
I
deck
haven't
is-
cast a spell in
know.
3 turns.
Yeah.
I will pay 3 life and go to 23, sacrificing the Priest of Fell Rites to bring back Angel of the Ruins. When that enters, I can exile up to 2 target artifacts and enchantments. Josh, I will target your Reaper's Scythe and the Relic of Legends.
Yep, that happens.
I'm happy that some things on Josh's board are gone, but now there's like a 5/7 flyer on the battlefield, so yay.
That's all I got.
Okay, on your end step, I get the consolation prize of drawing a card. Thank you.
Yeah.
You did it.
Worth.
I will pass to you, Jacob.
How do we murder her?
At this point, I am so far ahead of my opponents.
Rachel has a lot of pieces right now and the ability to sort of recur things if they die that are currently out. So even killing her stuff is not the greatest.
If we just let Rachel have a couple more turns like this, none of us are gonna be able to survive.
Oh yeah, dude, is anyone, Josh, you have removal or Jimmy?
You have one single piece.
I have 3 creatures and 1 sorcery. That's a reanimation spell.
All right, well, I can put out my Summon Ixion.
Ooh.
That's gonna enter on chapter 1. I will exile target creature and opponent controls until the saga leaves the battlefield.
Huh.
I will target Terra.
I'm gonna send it to the command zone.
Not bad.
I'm removing Rachel's commander in hopes that big bad Josh is now kind of free to use his removal because Rachel's gonna be a step behind, not able to recur all of those really dangerous creatures that she has in her graveyard. Isn't that cool?
It's a saga creature. It's cool because in the game, they actually go away.
What's so cool about this too is it's a summon, which just like in the game, they'll come in and then they'll disappear after a while. So flavor-wise, big win. It's also gonna get 2 +1/+1 counters from Trommel and Shilinda. Then go to combat. And I will remove this lore counter and I will put it on Tidus.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, reusable removal?
Yeah.
Sagas in Jacob's deck are really interesting because Jacob can move those lore counters from creature to creature and keep triggering one of the lore abilities as long as he holds onto his commander. So he could exile a lot of creatures with this unicorn.
And then I will swing Shilinda at you, Josh. I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
The Josh A train got really sad.
Well, now I feel bad because there's a scarier person.
Okay, well, I don't want to lose my commander, so I will not block. I will take 5 and go to 20.
I will gain 5 and go to 32. And I will activate Trommel and proliferate my board. You know, I'll proliferate Jimmy's thing too.
I like it.
Will not be proliferating your board this time.
You're responsible for 2 of these counters.
Okay. We can
Just because you're responsible for something, you want to...
Yeah, no, it's a valid argument. I feel like I'm bound by
Yes.
ancient
We've all
scrolls.
played with players like Jacob, haven't we? I'm doing it right now.
Party. Such a party.
And I love it. It stopped being funny the first time he did it. I don't know why he's still pumping Jimmy and Rachel's creatures.
Jacob's a spirit of chaos, so he's gonna do what he's gonna do.
And with that, I will pass my turn. Josh, I believe you must draw a card.
Oh yeah, definitely. I almost never forget card draw, do I?
I'm in a pretty good spot. I have a big lifelinker. I have some removal that I'm sort of using for the good of the table. I think I'm in good graces, but also doing very well, which is a rare position to be in.
I'll untap and I will draw my card for the turn. Well, I'll head straight to combat. Kate Sith is going to trigger, so I will scry 1. I am going to put that on the bottom of my library, and then I will exile the top card of my library. It's Tifa.
Cool.
I will give Vincent +4/+0.
Wow.
Is the only way I kill Rachel by attacking with Vincent? I feel like it is.
That's why I proliferate.
All right, I'm gonna go to combat, and Jacob, this time I'll swing at you. It doesn't matter!
It's everybody. It's disrespectful, bro!
Disrespect, bro.
You do have a chance to block it if you want with 2 creatures, they'll both die.
No.
It's a 12-8 coming at you, Jacob.
I will take 12.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so Vincent is swinging for a lot of damage, and if it hits Jacob, it will also hit Rachel and me.
Will Josh take?
No,
This
dude,
question.
that's not the threat. This is a means to an end.
But I'm at 20!
What?
Josh is gonna go to 8.
I think I kind of want to kill it because I don't want to take that 12 damage. But then I'm also thinking, how am I going to deal enough damage to Rachel, and Jacob for that matter, to win this game? Do I take 12 so Rachel will take 12?
Yes, bro.
You know, if everybody's life total is low, my deck gets better. Like if everybody's at 4, I just cast 2 spells and I win. And a creature that's hitting 3 of the 4 players for 12 is getting us closer to everybody being at 4, right? So now I'm thinking, I kind of want this thing to hit. Okay, I'm not gonna do anything.
Whoa!
Okay. Before damage.
Rachel will do something.
I will kill it. Yes.
Okay,
I
there
will
we go.
bedevil your creature. And I'll take 1 for my pain land, going to 22. I was fine with taking a little bit of damage off of Vincent, but this is a little too much. So I'm gonna do us all a favor, and I'm gonna remove Vincent.
Okay, in response, with that on the stack.
Whoa!
So it's been a whirlwind of a turn. I started off being like, I need to remove the Vincent. And then I went to, you know what, it's fine, it can hit. And now I've actually come full circle to, I'm gonna protect it from Rachel's removal spell. I somehow went from, I'm gonna remove that thing to, I'm gonna protect the removal that's going to that.
What? What has happened?
I lived through this turn though, right?
Oh, I'm not touching you.
You don't touch me
I'll give
anymore.
you
No more damage.
Yeah, well, if Vincent has to attack, he has to attack. You'll get a whole turn of immunity.
Okay, I will tap for 3, and I will cast the adventure side of this card, which is called Mesmeric Glare. Counter target spell with mana value 3 or less.
Josh, I'm stopping 12 damage against you. What do you mean you counter it? I'm helping. I'm the good guy. Editors, please don't cut back to my board.
That is a 3 mana value spell, so you'll all take 2,
I go to 20.
30.
16.
and I'll go to 22. We are still in combat.
Okay,
I will take 12. I will go down to 18.
Vincent's power is greater than 7, so it's gonna trigger his chaos ability.
Okay.
So everyone else takes 12.
I got an 8.
I got a 10.
Wow.
This did not go how I wanted. Now my life total is low enough that if Josh just storms off here, I could die on the spot.
And because he dealt combat damage, he gets another 1/1 counter. The amount of damage that this creature has done is nuts. Still, the board is a little crazy right now, so I just gotta keep everyone at bay. I think I'm just going to pass the turn, and Tifa's gonna go into exile.
Oh, holding up mana.
Yeah.
All right, on your end step, my commander will trigger. I will draw a card because we all took more than 4, as it turns out.
How many cards
That
do you
was a
have
pretty
again?
good draw.
You're drawing so many cards.
Okay, I will untap. Kind of the silver lining in a lot of this is like, as the game's just normally progressing, I just happen to have drawn a lot of cards off my commander. And it has kind of been a little innocuous because it's just 1 here, 1 there on end step. It doesn't hurt that I drew a really good card off the Ishtola trigger either. All right, well, I will just cast it. I will tap 6, including 2 white, and I will cast Final Judgment.
What is this?
Oh my goodness.
Exile all creatures.
My worst nightmare. Ugh, this board wipe is back-breaking. My deck is designed to take creatures out of the graveyard. If they go to exile, I can't touch them.
On cast, before that resolves, my commander will trigger.
Hey!
I'll go to 6.
I will go to 16.
I'll go to 14.
And I'll go to 12. All right, exile all creatures.
Wow.
Judge.
They have been judged and found wanting.
Found exiled.
I am extremely happy for this board wipe because I just gave Josh a turn of immunity that now means nothing. So I struck a deal, kept my creature, did the damage, and it didn't matter anyway.
I can rebuild, but losing Shalinda's a little bit of a bummer.
I have exactly 7 cards, so go ahead, Rachel.
Wait, now Josh is advantage all.
Yeah.
And he has his removal spell in his hand still.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Yes, my opponents are going to get to rebuild before me, but I've got the card draw, I can gain life. I think if the game slows down, it's in my favor.
All right, I will untap with 6 life and draw for turn.
Things aren't looking so great for Rachel, but she always has this sneaky tactic of, oh, I'm losing. This is horrible. And then kills you. So I'm watching out for that. Josh is overt. You can see him drawing the cards. You can see him making these weird decisions of like, oh, I just won't play anything on my turn. I love playing at instant speed to draw cards. Jimmy misses a lot of land drops, so he's 50-50. Sometimes you gotta worry about him. Sometimes he just sits there and makes jokes.
Yeah, I don't have much else other than casting my commanders. So I will recast Terra.
Yep.
And then I go to combat and I mill 2 cards, a High Market and a Mountain.
Sure.
That's all I got. I'll pass.
Okay, I will untap. All right. I will cast Yuna, Grand Summoner.
Oh.
Right now, she's a great mana rock.
You need mana.
The Grand Blocker.
Yuna! Awesome. It's basically just a mana rock, but it's great. Lets me get around my mana screwed problem a little bit. I will pass turn.
Is this the 3rd turn in a row you're missing a land drop?
Yeah.
Brutal.
When you miss 1 land drop, it sucks. When you miss multiple in a row, that's when your game really starts to go downhill.
Every time it happens, it's exponentially worse. Think of how much less mana Jacob has had this game, and now projected in the future will have the remainder of this game. It's not a good position to be in.
I will cast 2 spells this turn.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Look at
Doing
you.
stuff.
I'm gonna play Conformer Shuriken. Ooh. Then I will play Bastion Protector.
Oh, you got a scary
Setting up.
turn next
Setting up
turn.
for
For Cloud to come out.
I think it's pretty obvious what I want to do on my next turn. My commander has haste, so I'm setting up my board here. I have exactly enough mana to do what I want. I have a good chance of maybe knocking someone out.
That's gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Josh.
Okay, I will untap and draw. All right, I am going to do the predictable thing and bring back my commander. And because I tapped the Path of Ancestry to cast that, I will scry 1. I will put that on the bottom.
Okay.
Then I'll pass the turn.
All right, I will untap. Okay, so I've got Jimmy with a hasty commander that can tap any of my blockers. I've got Josh set up with his commander that can drain my life total. Luckily, I have a great creature for this moment. Yeah, I think I have to do this. I'm gonna play Palace Jailer. So when Palace Jailer enters the battlefield, I become the Monarch. And I'm actually gonna exile Josh's commander
Yeah.
because that thing will kill me.
Yeah, you're at 6.
Yeah.
All right, in response to that trigger, I'm going to cast Void Rend, targeting Terra.
Terra will go to the command zone once again.
Trigger Ishtola. So of course I've got to cast this removal spell while my commander's still out before it goes into jail. And it makes the most sense to try and slow down Rachel because Jacob and Jimmy are already slowed down by virtue of the fact that they've missed all those land drops. And then Palace Jailer will put Ishtola into jail.
Ooh, are you going to?
You're gonna leave her under the Monarch?
Somebody's gonna want the Monarch, right? I just don't think I will ever cast her for 8 mana.
And then I am going to cast Milliken.
Hey.
Blocker. It sucks to lose Terra in this moment. She's a big part of my engine, but at least I don't think I'm dead to Jimmy. And I don't think I'm dead to Josh. That's the best I got. I'll move to my end step and draw for the Monarch.
You ready for this land?
Oh yeah.
Untap.
I'm ready.
Draw! Damn, it wasn't a land.
It's the Final Fantasy card, so I don't recognize them by art.
Let's
know what it was.
go!
It was white?
I don't recognize the artwork yet.
This is what we're gonna do. I will play Lord Jisco Guado.
Ooh.
Due to Yuna's ability, Lord Jisco will enter with 2+1/+1 counters.
Well, it's a lethal flyer to Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, at this point in the game, everyone's life totals are pretty low, so flyers are dangerous. They are scary.
I've got another problem I've got to figure out on my next turn.
I will then tap 2 and play out this Grateful Apparition. Flyers could be the answer to this game. I really feel behind, but, you know, I'm not quite out of it. On end step, Lord Jisco will trigger. I'll make a clue. Pass.
All right, I will untap and I will draw for the turn. All right, it's time to get my commander into the game. I will tap for 5 and cast Cloud X Soldier.
Ugh, he's fast, he's big.
When Cloud enters, I get to attach equipment I control to it, so he's gonna get the Conformer Shuriken. Then I will go to combat, because he has haste. Josh, I'm gonna swing at you with Cloud. He is now a 6/6 thanks to the Bastion Protector.
Sweet.
It's pretty clear to me that after that board wipe, Josh has the best chance of winning this game, so I gotta do as much damage as possible while I can.
On attack, because he is equipped, I will get to draw a card. There is a trigger from the Shuriken as well, but there's no creature to tap down, so nothing happens there.
All right. You just mentioned I have no creature, so I cannot block. I will take 6 and go to 8.
Okay.
This is good. Josh is really low. He doesn't have any creatures on the board.
Maybe I don't have to worry about Josh.
And then in my second main, I'll play a land. I did it.
Ah!
And then I'll pass turn.
All right, so we're going in my turn here, and everything pretty much happened as I thought. Jimmy hit me. Now I'm about to pull off a play that, well, check it out. I am going to play Rite of Replication.
Oh.
Kicked,
Sick.
targeting the Palace Jailer.
Jailer. All right, you
Okay.
take the Monarch, which also means you get your commander back.
Oh, wow-wee.
I thought I was totally safe from Josh taking the Monarch in this moment. I was like, he's not gonna get his commander back this turn. It's all gonna be fine. And then he takes the Monarch like 5 times.
Must be nice to have all that mana to kick Rite of Replication.
All right, so I get 5 Palace Jailers,
Oh my God.
which means I can exile 5 things.
Can I make you a deal? Just not my mana rock.
What are you gonna do for me?
I give you Turn of Immunity.
From what?
You're gonna have Listen, here's what I want.
And a firm handshake.
Ah, That's
For
it.
Magic.
Once again.
How about the turn after this turn of immunity? Unless it's 1v1 at that point, then I won't hold you to it.
2 turns. That's a lot of turns.
Well, he's not gonna do anything on his next turn.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
2 turns may seem like a lot, but if I lose my mana dork, I won't be able to do anything for those 2 turns, so.
Jacob, I'm gonna target your Lord Jiskel, your Apparition. I'll leave the mana dork. Jimmy, I'm gonna target your commander and the Bastion Protector.
I will not bring my commander to the command zone.
Oh, wow. And Rachel, I'll target the Milliken.
Huge Rite of Replication.
That was enormous.
So how good of a Rite of Replication is this? Let's see. I end up with 5 Palace Jailers. I excel 5 of my opponent's things. I get my commander back, plus I'm the Monarch.
Honestly, 9 mana's nothing for all that value.
Josh just went from 0 to hero. Class select.
And I'll go to my end step. I will draw for the Monarch. Rachel, you're alive.
I am alive.
Is she really? She's kind of dead to anything here.
I need to draw more cards.
Okay, we're pretty desperate here, so I'm gonna cast Laughing Mad.
Whoa.
As an additional cost, I am going to discard Espers to Magicite. I'll draw 2, and those are not going to get it done. So this is not ideal, but I'm gonna pay 2 for a Knight's Whisper. Going to 2.
Big pog.
I'll draw 2. Well, here's what we can do. We can play this Wayfarer's Bauble and pass the turn.
Nice.
You dug.
I dug. It did not get me out of it.
I spent all of my mana drawing cards, and I've got nothing that answers the board. There's no way I win from this point.
Untap. Draw. Not
Land? Jeez Louise.
Jacob.
Well, my turn is easy. I will tap Una and the rest of my mana. For Tidus.
Yep.
He comes in with 2+1/+1 counters because of Una. Pass the turn.
All right. Oh gosh, not only has Jacob given Josh 2 turns of immunity, he's also just done nothing on this turn to affect the board, and it's up to me to stop what's happening?
6 mana.
I'm looking at my hand, I'm looking at my Foretell card. I really have nothing to do here except put a tiny defense up and hope that's enough.
I will play a Professional Facebreaker,
Oh.
and then I will cast a Dark Steel Plate.
Okay.
And that's gonna do it for me. I'll pass turn.
This is the perfect scenario for me. My opponents really didn't do very much, and now I'm untapping with all the Palace Jailers, all my mana, my commander in play. The only question is, can I close the door? Okay, I'm gonna begin by casting Siphon Mind. Unfortunately, my commander's a cast trigger, which means we have to resolve the damage from Ishtola first.
Okay.
I appreciate that you said unfortunately, but I will absolutely die to that cast trigger.
One thing about dying to the Siphon Mind is Josh gets 1 fewer card. I hate Josh. I hate Josh. I hate Josh. I hate Josh.
And then Siphon Mind will resolve, so you'll each discard 1.
I will discard Tireless Tracker.
I'll discard a Barrett Wallace.
Since only 2 of you are left, I will draw 2 and not 3, which is a little bit sad. All right, I am then gonna go to combat, and Jimmy,
Yeah.
I will just swing at you with everything. Jimmy's deck is now the 2nd biggest threat because he's hit a couple of land drops. I don't know what equipment he might have been sandbagging in his hand and just put out, gives an unblockable, trample, double strike, whatever, and kills me out of nowhere. So Jimmy's gotta go.
Oh man. All right. Well, I will block one of the jailers with my Professional Facebreaker.
Okay, whichever one you blocked will die.
Then I will go ahead and take exactly 10 damage and die.
The screen fades to black. Game over.
Okay, I'm gonna play Estinian Varlanu.
All right, creature spell's good.
Yeah, no drain, no drain.
And then I will tap 2 blue and follow that up by casting the Hypnotic Sprite.
Block.
All right.
Back from their adventure. Then I'll move to my end step and I will draw for Monarch, and that puts me at 8 cards, so I'm gonna discard this Idyllic Beachfront.
Oh, he's showing off.
I feel like I'm in a very, very strong position and very likely to win this game on my next turn. I just gotta fade a board wipe from Jacob or anything really crazy. I said that the truce would only last until it was 1v1. It is 1v1.
All right.
Okay,
Do your worst, Jacob Bertrand.
I will untap.
It's an untapped land!
They do exist.
They do exist in the game.
Yeah! It's a little late, but we got there.
It's a moral victory, I think.
Well, you got your land. Now what?
Here's the thing. I have card. So I've been holding on to this card since the very beginning of the game. It was in my opening hand.
I will be tapping
5. If I can get this board wipe off, I think I can win.
I will cast Damning Verdict. Destroy all creatures with no counters on them.
Never worried. This is the plan. Wipe his entire board. I'm gonna lose Yuna, but that's okay. Swing in with my commander, take the Monarch back, get my flyers back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This is a huge potential swing in this game. And I have no counter spells in hand. This board wipe is gonna resolve. What am I gonna do? Somebody call a healer. But not for me. Okay, in response, I'm gonna tap for a white and I will Swords to Plowshares.
Oh.
Targeting your commander.
That's very good.
Brutal.
I have no response for that. I'll gain 5, going to 17.
And when I cast that, it is a non-creature spell. So Estinian Varlano will get a +1/+1 counter. So we'll stick around.
Oh, gosh.
This was such a blowout.
The perfect spell at the perfect time, as Swords to Plowshares often is. All the creatures are gonna die, but I'm the one who's still gonna have something left.
Of course he had it. He drew so many cards.
All right.
Okay, and now we resolve the board wipe.
Yep.
Oof.
Wow.
Brutal.
Devastating.
Alright. With that, I will pass.
Yeah, with my commander gone, my ability to deal damage is kind of lessened. So probably next turn is when I'm gonna get to enough power on board to swing for lethal. All right, I'll go to combat. Jacob, I'm gonna attack you with Estinian.
Okay, I take 4, going down to 13.
And then I'll go to my second main. Estinian will trigger. I will draw a card and lose a life, going to 9. Then I'm gonna recast my commander, Ishtola, and I use Path of Ancestry to do that, so I'll scry 1. I'll put that back on top. And finally, I will cast Dancer's Chakrams. It gets +2/+2 in lifelink, and says other commanders get +2/+2 and have lifelink.
Oh, God.
My God.
That comes in with a hero token, which it'll equip to. And that is a 4 mana value spell, so Jacob take 2.
I will go to 11.
And I will go to 11 as well. And Estinian will get another counter. That is now a 5/5. Go ahead, man.
All right.
This may be our last chance. I still have Farewell in my hand as a backup, so if I top deck a land, I can cast it.
There are untapped lands in this world.
No, there's not.
Oh.
Of course it's not a land. I lose the game just like Jimmy Wong would. Dude, I gotta stop hanging out with him. It's rubbing off on me.
I will tap 3, and I will kill your commander with collective effort. Your commander is overpower 4.
It's buff.
Yeah.
It dead.
All right.
And then I'm gonna crack the clue. I'll draw.
It's
A land!
All right. All right.
We got there.
You wily
Yeah.
you. Where have you been?
The only thing I can really do is just admire how pretty the land I drew was. It's a beautiful island. The art is sick. It's my consolation prize.
You're up.
All right, I'm gonna play Hraesvelgr of the First Brood. Ooh. So when that enters, I'll give +1/+0 to the Estinian. And then I am going to cast Vindicate, targeting that untapped island.
That's it. I'm out. That's so lame.
All right, island down. That is a non-creature spell, so Estinian will get a +1/+1 counter.
Just swing.
And another +1/+0 from Hraesvelgr. All right, let me just make sure my math is right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay. And then I'll go to combat, and I will swing for exactly 11 with my 2 creatures.
Brutal.
Hey, we did the firm handshake.
Yeah, we finally did it for Magic. And then I send my party into battle, and I win the game. Just imagine I got a really big sword back here.
These Final Fantasy precons are so much fun.
There's so many iconic characters hitting the battlefield, like Kate, Sith, and Cloud.
It's really cool to see how they've translated the mechanics from the Final Fantasy games into Magic cards, like the sagas that are creatures. Chef's kiss.
Final Fantasy is one of those games that has inspired generations of gamers.
I have such fond memories of playing 7 with my brother, and later on 14 with a bunch of my friends, so it has always had a place in my life.
The thing about Final Fantasy and Magic as a crossover is they share so many things. There's a lot about strategy, about sequencing, about understanding, you know, what your moves are and in what order you want to do them. So I think Final Fantasy players that are maybe trying Magic out for the first time, there's just a high chance they're going to find something there that they like.
That to me is the best part about Universes Beyond, is that it opens the door for more people to come in and enjoy this game that I love so much.
Just try it out, dive right in. It's a cool world. Welcome.
right.
Josh, you made it to the Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
You
it
are
was
the
my final fantasy to win this game.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a fun one. And thank you, Jacob, as well, for showing up and being a delight and menace at the table, as always.
Yeah, Jacob's always so fun to play with because he's such a chaotic force.
Proliferate everything. Okay, why not?
That's the most, he actually had a really pretty strong chance to turn that game around at the end.
Wipe.
It's easy to miss, but the board wipe he played, if I just didn't have the removal spell right then, he was gonna wipe everybody's board and end up with the only creature. So it was actually pretty close there at the end.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. And Jacob, I guess I passed him my land curse, so sorry. I don't know what to do about that.
Super fun game though. These precons are a joy to play.
Yes.
And Final Fantasy all around looks really, really awesome. If you want to pick up any of the cards from Final Fantasy, go to cardkingdom.com/command. They are the card retailer that we trust here at the Command Zone. We use them for all of our content when we're building our personal decks. The thing we love about Card Kingdom the most is they are one retailer. So when you add all of those cards to the cart for that new deck you're building around Cloud or Terra or whatever, you hit checkout, all that stuff arrives on your doorstep in one convenient package. You're not waiting 2 weeks or whatever for the couple of envelopes that just take forever. That's the worst because you can't play your deck yet.
And it's Final Fantasy. You want to get going as soon as possible.
Yeah, Card Kingdom, you don't have that problem because you just get it all at once, you sleeve it up, and you're ready to go. So again, cardkingdom.com/command.
And then go to ultrapro.com/command because if you want to get the sleeve or the deck box or the playmat that matches the pre-con or the main set or whatever it is, Ultra Pro is going to have that product, not just from Final Fantasy, but from all of the other sets so far because they have the license to the art. And that means that their product looks and matches what you're doing with your commander or whatever you want on the battlefield. And make sure you check it out soon because I know for sure that the Final Fantasy product is in high demand. So that's why I always love signing up for Ultra Pro's newsletter because they also have great deals going on all the time. But if you want to secure that stuff, go to ultrapro.com/command. I know for sure I'm just going to be getting some Cloud sleeves because it's Cloud and I love that guy. And I just want those sleeves to draft with, to put them on my commander decks. I don't care. I'm going to get them. ultrapro.com/command is the only place to do so.
Yeah, and also Ultra Pro gives us a bunch of swag to give away to you out there in audience world. Jimmy, how do they enter?
Very simple. There are 3 ways to enter, and you can enter all 3 ways. The first is on Twitter/X. All you have to do is post a hashtag of game nights and a link to this episode, and then whatever you want to say commentary-wise. If you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, find the post that shares this episode, and just tag one of your friends in the comments.
Yep.
And if you're on Instagram, all you have to do is make any post using the hashtag game nights, and you have entered that way. So 3 different ways to enter. You can enter all 3 ways if you want. Give yourself 3 different chances to win, and you have 1 week from the release date of this episode to enter, after which we will be choosing the winners and announcing them, and that chance is going to be gone.
Yeah, and I also want to say before we go, we are going to be doing Game Nights Live on the Friday, which is June 20th at 4 p.m. So if you can all be there in time for the Game Nights Live show, you should definitely come. It's super fun if you haven't been to one before, or if you have, we give away a ton of stuff. We call people from the audience up onto the stage to be part of the show.
It's a spectacle.
There's a ton of pageantry. We wear costumes. This time, because Prof's there and Tulare Community College, we decided the other 3 players, me, Jimmy, and Voxy, are all going to represent our own schools that we've made up. So we've made up mascots and everything to battle it out against TCC. Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. So if you can't all make it, and if you can't make it Friday, we're going to be there Saturday, Sunday doing meet and greets. We also have a Magic Pentathlon event, which is going to be the Command Zone versus Loading Ready Run.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they won't tell us what events are within the pentathlon. We don't even know. They're just like, expect anything. We're like, uh-oh. Yeah, I'm a little scared because it's Loading Ready Run.
Yeah, I mean, they know their stuff.
I hope there's no trivia.
Yeah, if it's trivia, we're doomed. But if you want to make it to the Game Nights Live show, all you will need on that Friday is a regular Friday day pass or a weekend badge, and it's just going to be on the main show floor. And the same thing goes for the Sunday show. You just need a Sunday badge or a weekend pass to go see us at the pentathlon. So both great events to try and check out this time around.
That's a really good point. You don't need any additional ticket to go see any of these shows, including Game Nights Live.
But do show up early if you want a good seat, that's for sure.
That's actually the best point of all. It does fill up at standing room only, so get there early. All right. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching Game Nights. Hope you enjoy Final Fantasy, and we'll see you for the next.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
I will play Shilinda.
You probably should say Shalinda normally a couple of times.
Shilinda. Shilinda.
Definitely making the episode.